Game 1 was super close, super exciting. Game 2 was kind of a little bit backed off of the action. So Game 3, I'm expecting a banger of a match, some spicy gameplay. So we're gonna be hopping back into the CSL Fortnite playoffs, presented by myself, Colin Seymour Moore, and Daniel the Saved One Man. So Daniel, what are you expecting to see in this game?
I'm expecting a little bit more still passive play from St. Clair. I think that's one thing consistent that we've been seeing, at least in the early game, is the only kills that they'll try and get is by rotating to different little structures, right? They kind of take the same path every single game, where they go towards the beaches, that kind of area on the edges of the maps. At least each of these teams will go over towards that. You can already see the blue squad going over there as well. So we get to see a little bit of that. All of that action going to be happening. Nothing really different. Nothing. No,
different. They're going to the same exact spots as last time, as Ciri and Beauty pinged off of that fort that they went to the first game, and SGT.Swell and 1ntrinsic pinged off the island that they went to last time. So I'm expecting them to go the same direction that they did last time.
Exactly. So we get to see all the rotations, all of the shenanigans go into place. I think the one thing that was really, really different in the last match is that Ciri did not land inside of this castle type structure. They kind of landed towards the beaches area and then started to rotate towards the south instead of going from this castle area into the southeast.
Yeah.
So you know, a little bit of pathing differences, and maybe we get to see that as now they're looking inside of Sweaty just to see what teams are going to be inside of there. No one for the time being, because back when they did land in this castle area, they did end up rotating over towards Sweaty. So maybe they can do that again, or if they just want to play a little bit more passive, they can go somewhere else.
Now, what I want to see is, I want to see how far Ciri and Beauty have to run this time, because last game they had to run quite the distance.
Exactly. Definitely a good point, but they've got boats, obviously, so they could use the boats even to rotate here on the land itself, just to be consistent with different mats. Of course, you got to get all of the brick you can here in the early game. Is definitely really useful. Just for one rock, it gets you almost 150, 138 to be exact. Brick, when we see there, they don't want to destroy it just yet. It's kind of a cool little habit these players get into, is since they don't want to make too much noise, they just hit a certain type of structure, and then they don't finish it, because if you finish a structure, it makes a bunch of noise. But going to be now using the boat to its maximum potential here on the this little beach area itself. Going to be going towards the crates area of this beach.
And you know what happened last game that I kind of like, I'm hoping to not see this game, is the is how late they were into it, and there was still 50 people left. So I'm expecting to see. I know it's a trend that happens in Fortnite, that usually like you'll have a lot of people left in the kind of last circle, I guess you could say, like when it starts to get to like the least, like the smallest size it can get.
Yeah.
But what I'm expecting to see, or as I'm hoping to see, is a little bit less people, more action. You know, like more like. I don't know. I expect less people, more action, because when there's more people, everybody's playing passive, as could be. They don't want to get picked off by any angle they want.
Right.
But right now in the early game, once again, just expecting to collect mats.
Right. A lot more rotations can be coming out for each of these players, as we know. We see a whole lot of just middle map action from Swell and 1ntrinsic as they spawn, or they want to go towards the middle island itself as well. We see the submachine gun going to be going through over for Ciri. Definitely a really good upgrade for himself. Does he want to get the fish catcher? No, he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it. Okay.
Does the bandage bazooka take in two slots?
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
Well, because it can refill.
It can refill. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
You do 5 shots, and then it takes a little bit, but it still can refill up.
That makes sense. You know, I didn't even know that item existed in this game, but it's actually a really cool feature to add into it.
Definitely. As we're going more towards the 1 minute and 20-second mark here of the just the chill phase is what I like to call it here. We're just waiting for the circle to go in itself, and as well, they don't have a whole lot of space to rotate, or sorry, they don't have a whole lot of distance to cover when they're rotating. Only 400-ish meters away.
Yeah, and Swell and 1ntrinsic following the same route as they did last time. When they reached the old risky rails where they are now, when they reached this last game, they found an enemy right here, and they got their first elimination. So it's looking a little bit different this time. Nobody wants to go up against SGT.Swell and 1ntrinsic this time around.
I like the audio changes that Epic ended up making for this game, because directional sound is the one thing that they were definitely focusing on. And you can realize that Swell was on top of the roof, just realizing how many chests were actually inside of this building. Because if you destroy a chest from underneath, the items end up dropping. So we see that, but we see Ciri. Citrus. I don't know why, it's all good.
Taking a few shots.
Yeah.
Taking a few shots from over in the northwest area, the northeast kind of that area behind them. So they're gonna back off. That's a sniper, if I've ever heard one. So that sniper, and there is a player that they saw pushing them fast while the sniper is putting pressure on, kind of trying to distract them a little bit. So I'm expecting Ciri and Beauty to just back on off from this fight, wait for them to get the high ground up here, and then take the fight to them.
Well, a lot of teams, what they'll usually try and do is go towards the shorter end of the circle, towards the tighter end of the circle, just because there's less of a chance that players are over there. So I think that's exactly what they're trying to do, is kind of move towards the south and then go towards the east. But we see a chest that has a whole lot of loot inside of it. Isn't anything really useful? Not really for the time being, as now 3 big pots on Ciri is what we see.
You don't think a rocket launcher is useful?
No.
Not a green one?
Not now. Maybe it is. Like you can see him pinging it out, but that's gonna be an evolved chest. That's a huge get.
I've never seen that before. It's a Barrett 50 cal.
It's gonna be a purple sniper for himself as well. He's gonna pick himself up a fishing launcher type thing, a little whatever that's called. But he's gonna fish for himself. Grapple hook. A fishing grapple hook.
I think it's the grapple hook. Is it not a grapple hook?
It's used to catch fish, though.
Oh.
I think. I know it destroys structures, but it doesn't probably over to it. But we do see a fight, one-on-one battle going to be going on. Swell versus his opponent. Notices that he's actually losing the building battle, so he's going to build himself into a box and now retreat over down to the bottom. Just going to take only 20 HP of damage. Of course, he doesn't have any bandages or really any med kits for that. Of course, with bandages, you can't really cure that. It's still all good. Going to be going down into the bottom, just retreating from that situation. And he knows exactly how to tunnel this scenario. He's been in it a whole lot of times. If he really wants to, he can replace that top flank with a flank of his own just to be able to edit it. But now, at 1v1, 1ntrinsic actually going to end up falling. Gets knocked down for the time being. Not down and out just yet, though. As now the 1v2 situation going to be going on. A little bit of a weird shot. I guess a misclick going to be coming in for Swell. He's just going to be trying to find a new angle onto this one, as now he does find exactly where that player is going to edit out. Just going to quickly edit back in, but he's going to go on 1v1. A whole lot of damage, and he's not going to be able to do it. 18 all across the board is not going to do it for them.
No, place 36 is 1ntrinsic and Sergeant Swell, so they're out really, really early. Over in Holly Hedge, though, is going to be Ciri and Beauty as they're looking to take the victory royale for St. Clair in Game 3. And it's not, you know, it happens. You know, it's a very inconsistent game. Battle royales are, as you can't always be the top dog all the time, because it's a hard thing to do to be a consistent in when you're 2 against 98 others.
Exactly. Sometimes you can have an off game just like that one, where you catch a bad rotation, maybe you catch a bad player. You actually ended up seeing them. I believe they went into a high populated area too. So, you know, sometimes you can catch yourself slipping. But now we get to watch the full screen perspective of this new area. It's going to be rotating over towards...
I know that.
Yeah.
It's Tomato Head.
That's the Tomato Head.
Oh,
and the Burger
And
Head.
the Burger. You know, those are the
Greasy Graves.
Greasy Graves?
Is that what they are?
That's what... It doesn't say that on here.
It doesn't say it on the
like
map, but you saw it on the bottom left.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, is that a fan-made kind of like a fan thing? But
yeah, I'm just big brain.
Yeah, big brain, 200 IQ. That would have been like the greatest name ever.
Is it Weeping Willows?
Weeping Woods. Weeping Woods that they're gonna be.
Willows would have been sick.
Yeah, but I think that's a thing already. Not in this game, but I think it's a thing.
No, Weeping something is a thing from Harry Potter.
Yeah. No, that's the Whomping Willow.
Oh.
Yes.
The crying girl inside of the...
Oh, that's Moaning Myrtle.
Oh, sorry. Stop dabbing on me. I'm going to call you out for that. You're dabbing. You're picking up the Fortnite emotes now.
Yeah.
You know. All right, let's stop. 1 minute remaining until the storm actually starts to close in, with 64 players remaining. Kind of a little bit of an interesting... Do you actually see?
Yeah, I do see now.
Fishing for anything. Can't actually find any fish, though.
I thought he did get a fish. No.
He ended up getting a pistol as well as some ammo.
Yeah, he doesn't want that. He's already got guns he wants.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be pushing on up to the higher structure on this mountain. He
hello.
sees some building down to the 210 area on the bridge. I think he saw the toes of a player. Yes, he does see that player swinging along, breaking the materials of the bridge, getting some for himself. So I expect them to put some pressure on these two as they could catch them out. And is he gonna line up the shot? He does 110 damage, so he's gonna hit them down to about 90 health. And they're going to back on off right away.
We all reacted to that.
I didn't know if he'd landed or not. But you know what? That's why they're up there in the placings.
I was talking about just those exactly. Back in game 1, where it was like I love always watching just how far away from the player they try and predict.
Exactly.
Right? So you try and kind of do it a little bit ahead of the enemy player and just at the right angles and all of those fun things. Didn't get the headshot, though. Definitely got the body shot, but it still did a lot of damage.
You know, as Fortnite connoisseurs as we are, just sitting here casting this, what's the, do you remember the farthest sniper shot you've hit?
That I've hit?
Yeah.
I've seen 300 before.
That you've hit?
Yeah.
You hit that?
But it was one of those cheap ones where like the player was standing still on top of a hill. Or like he was in like a box just peeking over.
Okay.
And I had to line it up. You know, I had to take my time with it. But
I think the farthest shot I've hit was 458 meters.
So, fun fact, the purple sniper does 100% to the body like we saw. It does 275 to the head.
So it's like an automatic kill.
Yeah.
Or automatic
knockout.
Automatic knockdown if you hit that. And they did get sniped at from below. They're going to back on off that. I don't think they want that. He's going to ping off a structure over to about 60. I think that was, 189 meters away, and they're going to start moving towards that. I think both players have their pings down, so they know where they want to go. They're going to be changing up their direction. I don't know. I thought I saw somebody ahead of them, but it might have just been the tip of a tree that I saw.
Yeah, they pinged it out. There could be a team on top of this hill or even rotating towards this area. We'll see it in just a little bit as we actually see it end up. There was a structure that actually ended up being built in the top left there, northeast, is where they're going to be looking towards. So they don't want to be buildings. That's why they want to go over towards this wooden structure, just so that they don't have to, make any noise with the planks that are going down.
Yeah, so here, I think they were pinging it off just because they want to go up this mountain and get the high ground. There is a lot of building that has gone up here, but you can't hear it. Like, you don't really hear anything. There is a little bit of editing on that one. Maybe it just took a little bit of damage, or somebody is editing it, but I don't know. I think this is just some abandoned stuff.
They used to be the structure by Loot Lake. If you walked up to the hill.
Yeah.
back when I used to go there. But
Are we Fortnite boomers?
Yeah, we are Fortnite boomers.
Okay.
We sound like old guys.
We do.
This was the old place I
used to go to. Where did I used to go
Anarchy.
to?
I used to go Anarchy.
Anarchy a lot. I used to go to I rotate from farm to farm each game. Oh, they do put some shots down, taking shots from behind. So those aren't abandoned structures above. They are going to get shot in the back. He is taken down to about 75 shields, so he's making his way into, I think there's a beauty structure, and he just, the building, the building that they can do in this game is just really fast editing, and it's a skill to have, This is the potential that it takes to make it big in Fortnite is the editing.
The one thing that I'm curious about is I don't know if there's a player over towards the east and the west. I don't know if they're being sandwiched right now. But there is actually, you saw that. He saw that as well.
Yeah.
So there is a player starting to rotate. He's going to try and land that shot. He's not going to be able to do it.
Just missed it.
He starts teabagging a little bit.
Yeah, he's a little bit disappointed, but there's two teams. So there's two teams over there, and there's a team behind them.
Wow.
Oh, there's multiple teams behind them.
There's
they are completely sandwiched in between these two. But you know what could happen is we could be seeing those two teams take each other out and those two teams take each other out, and then the St. Clair being the middleman might be able to wipe one team and move towards that way. So he's going to put a little bit of shots right down to the toes, and it's 110 to the body, like you said.
Toes is a little bit more of a E for everybody word, so yeah, definitely good on that one. But I really liked the angle that they currently have. here in this match. Of course, there's a couple of players over the right, over the left, behind them, all across, like you were saying. But they're definitely in a very, very advantageous position for themselves, where they're inside of the circle, number 1, but there is going to be a player that ends up dropping over on the ground. Really nice sniper shot. Not going to hit anybody, though. For the time being, still has 20 shots for himself. Going to be looking inside of the cracks of the brick. Cannot shoot through it, but can still look through it.
Yeah, you know, when I found out that was a thing that you could look through, I thought I was big brain, but then I realized that everybody does it.
Everyone does it.
Everybody does it. So
we're
not
gonna the first player.
We're gonna see Ciri trying to line up some shots with it. He hasn't fully capped out his shields yet, but that's because he doesn't want to waste it just yet. I think, yeah, these guys are getting bullied down there.
Everyone is one guy, not even them. There's one dude.
No, there's two.
No. I think he fell earlier.
No, there's 2.
There is 2. No, yeah, there's 2. Wait, yeah, there's 2.
Oh,
yeah, you're right.
He had that lined up, and if the material did not block him, he would have gone down. So that player is going to be knocked down by Beauty in the storm, and he's going to try to fall down him. That player is just going to be down but not out, and his life is going to be gone soon enough. He is eliminated, and Beauty is going to concede that kill. So here we go. 59 players left, and we're not even in the last circle before they start. The storm starts surging around.
Exactly. Yeah, we gotta watch for these different rotations. I think they want to be going towards more of that east side, but they do have a structure. There is a team that is right over. Maybe this is their structure.
I don't think this is their structure.
No.
But there is a team right in front of them. They could. I think this could be dangerous if they're going to. They're going to be going to this. They're going to be right up on top of these players. They want to fight right next to them. And here we go. Ciri is going to be right down and into the action. He's going to be building all around him. Shots from above, shots from the side. Beauty's going to be in there as well. Not taking any damage on either of them. He's going to cap himself out at 78 shields with that big pot. He's got 2 left. He's going to build down towards Beauty, or break it down towards Beauty so he can put some of his own. You see the other team did just heal themselves up. He's just going to be breaking this down so he can put his own structures down so he can edit it and make it through with Beauty. And they're just going to drop on down, edit everything. I'm expecting them to not take the fight with the people next to him just yet, because I don't think those people want to take the fight either.
They went on a very defensive angle for themselves, as now they're just trying to get into the circle and then maybe look for some sort of picks. Because if you get yourself into a 1v1 battle, then you have to use a lot of healing. Right? You only see Ciri here with 2 big pots, and that's it. Right? He doesn't have any health healing. So he just wants to try and play this as defensive as possible, as now we look over at his mats. 500 wood for himself, as well as only 130 metal. He's been using that a whole lot just to start to rotate.
Yeah, and I don't know how much Beauty has, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be in the same situation. They're going to be shot from so many different angles. 51 people left, and this is as hectic as I wanted it to be before it started. When an elimination does go down, so they're going to be dropping down to about 49 now as they're just trying to keep on rotating. Shots from above still going down. This is just fire from above from all different angles. They're going to be pushed from the side towards the 285 area. They're going to be putting shots right back and putting as much material as they can down. I think that was an explosion that blew that up, so I'm pretty sure these people want to just rotate around, and they're going to be putting damage down, putting shots through, trying to connect with something, but they're just going to keep on building, make sure they stay alive.
Yeah, as now they're going to look through a couple of more of their walls here. Of course, you were talking about this earlier, how the green rocket launcher is very useful in these endgame scenarios, and that's what I was thinking. In the early game, definitely not. In these late game scenarios, though, where it's literally just complete walls, and a lot of wood is going to be coming out as well. Of course, a whole lot of steel, but you know, in the late game scenarios, they're going to be running out a lot of these brick and these metal. But we get to see a couple of rotating slots. We see the circle over on the other side, so they have to make the rotation over to this area. Are they going to get caught out? Not for the time being, as they get shot from above. A little bit of shooting going down from up there, but a really, really nice angle. I love this. They're just kind of on that mid-ground. They're not really going to be getting shot from above because the players above really need to rotate and look down on the players that are a little bit more exposed.
Yeah, and they do get dropped down a level, so they're going to keep building around them. They have to be careful because, like you said, they are the middle ground, so at any time, some of these people from above could opt to push them. We're down to 46 players left in the lobby, and as we're speaking, more are dropping, so people are going to be dying to the storm, dying to some guns, doing whatever, but right in the midst of it is St. Clair College, Sirius, and Beauty. So they're going to be just backing off, playing a little bit passive, dropping the big pot for Beauty is Ciri.
Yeah.
I think they're going to try to play a passive, and that could have
hit the wall.
That could have been the shot. That would have been a headshot too, and the rocket launcher going to be blowing up their structure. They do pick it up. 30 materials left for the wood for Ciri. He's got to be super careful and very, very passive. They don't want to take any fights because they are not prepared. He's going to use his last big pot because he's about to be out of materials. He's going to have to start taking some fights because he's going to have to start collecting some materials of his own. And he doesn't even have enough to get up to another player. This is definitely as defensive as you can get.
He's looking for enemy-built structures to try and rotate now, as the circle is going to be completely off to the west. That is insane. But I think at this point, it's all up to Beauty. If Beauty has the amount of material to do so, then they can definitely follow each other within this. The only problem is, what if Ciri ends up getting into a bad scenario for himself? I don't know what could really happen there, as now he's going to be looking for any kills that he can find, maybe any rotating kills that he can find. He's going to take a little bit of damage from behind. A lot of shield damage from behind at that, as I believe there's a couple of more players down below here. He's going to go down for the time being. Again, did not have the mats, or he had one wall for himself. He's just going to go off over onto the side, maybe into the storm itself, but he's going to be placing 19th for himself. Beauty now, him versus the world, as he's going to be looking for a couple more players. Does find one knockdown. No, just kidding. Sorry. Wait, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, no.
It started with a B.
Yeah, Beauty got dropped. So St. Clair going to be taking
bad.
19th place and 36th place. We're going to be so that's going to be game 3. That was so before game 4. Their placings just like that. I expect Beauty and Sirius to kind of maybe drop a few spots, but not drop too far with a 19th placing. Did they have any kills? I don't think. Maybe Sirius had one kill. No, Beauty had a kill. So maybe their duo might hover around the same area that they did, but I expect that 1ntrinsic and SGT.Swell might be dropping a little bit with that 36th placing. But anything you want to touch on for that game?
Same beginning strat that we ended up seeing.
Yeah.
Not good mat resources.
No.
Being used in that late game. They gotta fix all of that up, as we are gonna go over to a break. But in the next match, we gotta see a couple of fixes over on St. Clair. We'll see if they can make those changes after this